Virgo, today I am starting with you. And what came through is a song, I don't really know all the lyrics, but I think it was Sheryl Crow. I want to soak up the sun. That may not even be the melody. That's all I can hear though. So you want to soak up the sun. Was there any other part of those lyrics? Where are we starting? Let's start with the Light Seers. Light Seers Tarot. I want to soak up the sun. I want to tell everyone to lighten up. Was that part of it? I want to soak up the sun. I want to tell everyone to... I don't know. That may not be the lyrics, but that's what's coming into my head. So Virgo, if you feel like you want to soak up the sun and you want to tell everyone to lighten up, then this reading is for you. 111 on the clock as a crow flies past. So we will see where we're going. If you're new here, I'm a bit quirky. I just go with it. So whatever comes through, that's what we're doing. Whatever sense, sound, song, and yes, I sing, even when I don't, as you see, have the key or the melody, the tune of it. So Virgo, let's see where you are going. Welcome, welcome. Soak up the sun. So just remember, this is a general reading. The energy I'm focusing on is August 2026. However, it could have a message for you if it meets you at another moment. Also, recognizing that with general messages, while things may feel accurate and helpful to you, which is what they're designed to do, just to be something that is a thinking point that gets you focused on what's been on your mind and what you might can do about it, it does not mean that it is 100% accurate. And even with personal reads, which I do offer, I have live sessions and I do have a recorded option for tarot reads. Past and present are usually pretty accurate. They've already happened, 222 on the clock, or they're happening right now, but future is always potential because you have free will. All right, so I was going to see if anything else is coming out. I also do these a little differently each time, whether it's by the reading, the sign, or whatever. So we'll go ahead and start. So what I'm seeing, Virgo, I feel like part of the reason you want to tell everyone to lighten up is because there have been choices, situations, things that you have, I heard, been invited into, and things that you have accepted the invite, I'm hearing, where it felt like it didn't work out very well. There's a snake in this card. Yeah, it's down here. And that's what was coming into my mind. It's like the snake that you didn't see. Now, whether that actually is how it felt, that there was the situation that felt kind of sneaky, it could even just be that you're shedding that situation because it didn't fit for you. Like there was a choice you made and that choice was not something that fit. And that's okay. So these are changes that are going on. But it feels like when I look at the face of the person in this particular deck, the Light Seers Tarot 333, as I said that, there's a hesitancy in that facial expression. There's a self-doubt that's coming in. And I feel like this Four of Swords, this healing, this rest period, this is something that you've already been doing. And when you're coming back out of that, being able to make decisions when the decisions that you feel like you made or that were put upon you before felt like they hurt you, that you had to heal from them, it's hard to trust yourself sometimes. And with this Page of Cups, Spirit is definitely asking you to trust yourself. If you're thinking about these options, the things that you really want, maybe not the things of the past, especially if they put you in a Four of Swords energy, and you're having a hard time trusting yourself, then you're feeling like, oh, it's just, when pigs fly, I'll be able to have that happen. Or like, oh, that's something, it's not a grounded thought. Like that's just, that dream's too big. I'm hearing the phrase, too big for your britches. If you're from the South like I am, you've heard that phrase before. But it's like there are things you want to do and you may feel like other people won't believe it or you don't even believe it. And Spirit's like, you got to believe in yourself regardless of whether people believe in you or not. All right, I'm going to take a breath because for some reason, with the energy of your read, Virgo, I don't know if you need to pause for a minute. Let that energy out. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Leo or Gemini. There was this energy that was kind of like rush, rush, rush. And I feel like again, Spirit is saying you've got to rest. Like you've been in this healing mode, but it's resting and allowing yourself to pace yourself. This is not a race, is what I'm hearing. And I'm seeing this little pig as if it's like, you know, sometimes when you have like the fairs and stuff like that, and they'll have races for, it might be turtles, or I think there's even an inchworm, maybe not an inchworm, the woolly worms race or something like that in the state I live in. I live in North Carolina. I don't remember. But anyway, I see this little pig, and I see like the little pigs racing. And so you may feel 555 on the clock, like, and another crow going past, like you've been in this race. I'm hearing rat race. Like you've just been running around. So you may not even feel like you had a lot of time to make decisions in the past. It feels like things just kind of came in and you were having to make those snap decisions. And Spirit's saying it's okay to slow down. Like you don't have to make a snap decision. I still feel like I'm in this very, I don't know. If you just saw, if you don't have sound on, then you didn't hear that sound. But it just like a motor running, like it's go, 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 go. It feels like that. All right. Let's move on to the Urban Crow Tarot. And let's see kind of what has gotten you into the space where you feel like you have to rush around. That's what I'm hearing. Why do you have to rush around? All right. 27-9, isolation. There's a little light, but it's teeny tiny down here. And this feels very similar to the Four of Swords, but this feels like kind of the Hermit card. You've been feeling like you've had to rush. You've been feeling like you've had to rush around. I don't think that came out right the first time. I'm hearing fear of not doing enough, but what was coming into my mind versus just the extrasensory stuff was wondering for you, Virgo, and this can depend on someone's situation. Was there a worry that if you didn't do X, Y, and Z, if you didn't do all these things, that you would feel isolated, that you would feel like you had lost things? And I feel like this Four of Swords is encouraging you to, or you've already started to understand that sometimes isolation is self-protection. Like I said, I was seeing this, especially even though that light's tiny, as like a hermit card type energy, is seeing that isolation as not a loss of people, places, and things, especially if they had you in an energy where you felt like you were rushing around. And back to the song from the beginning, because it's starting to play in my head again. I want to tell everyone to lighten up. And Spirit saying you have to lighten up in order for you to feel more comfortable and more confident in the decisions that you're making. It's you being able to let go of those expectations that you have for yourself, even for others, because they may not be able to meet those expectations. Not that your expectations are necessarily high, but because we sometimes see the potential. We have this hope for how people, situations, places, whatever it is, even ourselves, how things are going to go. Sorry, my nose is itching like crazy for some reason. And we may try so hard to make it fit, and you're not necessarily going to make it fit. That's where I'm feeling with this isolation. But 27 breaks down to a 9. So it feels like you are already getting there. Like you already know that slowing down or pulling yourself back is not a bad thing, or you've started doing it already. But either way, I heard it's happening. It's happening. And we're at 9 minutes and 27 seconds as I was saying that. So 9, 30, mimicry. So with this card, I think it came out a couple of times in recent reads, whether that was crow messages that I may or may not have posted. Those are short reads that I offer every day for whoever the energy's for. Or in some of the I know it was in some of the zodiacs from last month. I don't believe it was in yours, Virgo. But with this, it feels like you may worry that other people are going to say things about you, but this feels more like, because it's internal, and it's like I'm hearing this chitter chatter in my head, and it's more like those limiting beliefs, those internal thoughts, that negative self-talk that's coming through. And so it's like there may be a concern that other people are going to, I feel like there's a dog hair on the side of my nose or something. Excuse me. And it may feel like there's something that's, as I say that, I look at the dog and I see the dog looking up at that crow, because it's like, what did I do? Why are you like mocking me? What's going on here? And you may feel like there's some little thing that's just kind of getting to you, getting under your skin. And you try to refocus, but it's like it won't go away. And then that leads to even more feelings of, I've got to keep going, push through, and do all the things. And Spirit, again, is calling me to this card of rest. Rest. Set your boundaries, that blue throat chakra communication, and then ground yourself. Being 11:11 on the clock, as I said that, allowing yourself, grounding just means getting into that root chakra, feeling secure, safe, stable, allowing yourself to breathe is what I just heard. All right, anything else from the Urban Crow Tarot? Urban Crow Tarot, no. The Urban Crow Oracle. Both are by MJ Cullinane. This is the Urban Crow, this is the Crow Tarot. I'm trying to say too much at one time. And like I said, that's the whole energy of this, is that it feels like, and it was 11:44 and I said that it's like trying to do all the things, and some things are going to have to slow down. It's very important that things slow down. All right, let's get this card. It is 35, which breaks down to an 8, perspective. So this is a Hanged Man energy. Let's see if I can take my shoe off and grab it with my foot. My feet are clean, but you're not touching the card, so it's fine. Yeah, so 38, which is this, 35, which breaks down to an 8. Like I said, it's like trying to jump ahead and say too many things, so then it causes this like trip up. 35, 3 and 5 break down to an 8, which is the Strength card in the tarot. And this perspective is related to the Hanged Man or the Hanged One, depending on which deck you're looking at. As far as the tarot, it's a perspective shift. Are you hanging and dangling from a tree and you don't have a lot of options, or you feel like you can't let go and now you're in this sympathetic nervous system response? Or are you taking flight? Are you seeing that there are dandelions right here that are in the form of what I call wishes, that there are opportunities, that there are things that if you can look past what's going on right now, look, it brings us right back to that Page of Cups energy. Allowing yourself to say, if I didn't feel like I was stuck, what would I really want? Even if I'm not sure that it's even possible, because Spirit's calling you to dream. I was just called to the part right here where, if you can see it in that light, there are white lines coming out to his heart, like his heart is radiating out. And that's what you're being called to do. Even in the nest, she's knitted a heart. She's knitted her heart back together. I'm getting a very childlike energy of you being called to allow that inner child to come out and play. I don't have the inner child deck out, but I do have it over here. Let's see if we can get a message from the inner child oracle, because I feel like it's really important. Now I've got, so I know Eminem sampled this, but I think it was, what was her name? Martika. And if you're younger than me, you definitely don't know this one. The song was Toy Soldier, and it was step by step, heart to heart, we never win, but the battle wages on for toy soldiers. And with that, I'm not seeing what I usually would when I was younger and I would hear that song, which was literally like soldiers marching through, because I took things very literally without realizing I took a lot of things literally. But that's okay. But what I'm seeing for you is it's like you're the toy soldier feeling like you have to do things in a certain way. All right, my husband's calling, so let me pause. All right, Virgo, we are going to try this again. So after I got off the phone with my husband, Had to come back into the video setting because, of course, it had closed out. And then 1 minute and 12 seconds into continuing your reading, a phone call came through that actually just shut my phone off. Well, shut the video off. So what I was trying to say in that minute and 12 seconds is that this could be something that you're experiencing, because I don't have this happen that often, and it feels like it's just one thing after another. And Spirit, I feel like, is calling you to, again, focus on your needs, what you need for yourself, because you do not have to be on call to everyone 24/7. There are some things that you may want to focus on for yourself because you want to, or because there may be a potential need there, but you get to decide that, no one else. So let's see what this inner child card is that is going to come through for you. Spirit, what's the inner child message for Virgo? I've got 2 cards, or 3 cards, one on the clock now. Just want to stick in my hand. These cards, it's like, it's almost like not wanting to tap into that inner child, feeling like I just don't have the time or energy to. That's how it feels. So 12, which breaks down to a 3. Emotions are the reflection. Look for the deeper meaning. So whatever emotions that you're having about certain situations or how things are going, there's 2 birds in this photo I'm noticing. So it feels like anything where the emotions are coming up because of things outside of yourself, that it's time to evaluate what that means for you. With that reflection, I'm seeing these little darker spots, and they're kind of looking like lotus flowers. And I feel like it's calling you to look at what are things that you've experienced before, things from the past, whether it's your childhood or even just younger ages for yourself, that may be impacting the way that you see either your role and responsibilities or the situations and things that you feel obligated to right now. Again, we've got that perspective shift. And like I said, this mimicry feels kind of like more like you. There may be other people outside of you saying things, but it feels more like that inner critic that I should do this, I must do this, I have to do this. And these rules that we make for ourselves because of these emotions that aren't necessarily true or accurate. All right, anything else, Virgo, from this particular deck? I feel like no. I keep getting called to the Halloween Oracle, so we will go there. I'm going to shuffle a couple of times, even though these are pre-shuffled. And these are very stiff cards, so it is hard to shuffle them sometimes. All right, what do we have from the Halloween Oracle for Virgo? I was hearing a song from the 80s. Whoa, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. Who is that? I think it was a band called Hall & Oates, maybe. But I remember when I would 333 on the clock think of that song, and when I'd hear it in the car or wherever it was on the radio, there was this creepy looking puppet. I don't even remember what show it was from, but I would see, it was like an older woman, and I'd like seeing it like running toward people to eat them. Because of course, in your childish literal mind, you aren't necessarily thinking of what the adult meanings of songs mean. The underworld, where all things pause and begin again. This has been like the majority of your reading, Virgo, that this is a time to allow yourself to pull back, to not feel like you have to be constantly involved, if you do feel that way, in all of these obligations and things that may be helpful to you, they may be helpful to others, but this is a time to pause, to focus on taking care of yourself. What are the choices that you really want to make that really do feel good within yourself, like that you're trusting yourself and your intuition, your own body, your emotions, your thoughts to say I do or don't want to do something, and that what you do want to accomplish or do for yourself, it may even feel like, because I'm seeing somebody and they're looking at their organizer or planner, and there are all these appointments, and then they're looking at trying to schedule time for things that are for themselves, but they keep putting it on the back burner and not doing the thing because there's always something else that they feel like is more important. And Spirit is saying, Virgo, that it's time to prioritize yourself, even if it doesn't feel comfortable. And it was 5:14 on the clock, this new time with having to restart the video. And 5, 1, and 4 breaks down to a 5, 5. This is a time of change, right? So that definitely feels important. We are going to go to the Soul Affirmations, or Soul Truth, excuse me, the Soul Truth deck. And I can't avoid the fact that there are words on both sides, but I am not intentionally choosing a card for you. We will see what comes out. So for Virgo, what's the Soul Truth? Okay. That came out a lot quicker than maybe it was Leo. Am I willing? Virgo, are you willing? You are on the edge of something great. Yes, there is risk. You're on the edge of something you're worried about, and there is risk, right? Yes, there is risk, uncertainty, and imperfections ahead. Failure is certain, and vulnerability is a requirement. You must be brave and trust yourself more. I said that. You got to trust yourself than you ever have before. You will reach the dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forward with courage. So today's soul action, if you choose it, I'm not telling you what to do, and maybe you think of something that works better for you. Always go with what you feel works better for you. Be brave, follow your heart's compass, and lift the lid on your own dreams. Today's mantra is, it's possible. All right, there we go. Maybe you can see that. So stop thinking it's something that when pigs will fly, you'll do it or whatever. This is time for you to believe in yourself and believe that it's true. I think that's a beautiful way to wrap up this reading for you, Virgo, that has had a lot of interesting things happening. I saw 7-11. I think that came up in Leo's read as well. So I don't know if that's a lucky number for you or not, but I hope this helps. And if it did, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, or comment. I love those comments, and it helps for these messages to get to more people, for them to go where they need to go. And I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching. And it can even be an emoji. I get excited over emojis, like your favorite emoji, your favorite animal, whatever. I don't mind. I love it. Thank you. So, yeah. I'm Rebecca, and like I said, or I may have said, your reading has been interrupted so much that I've forgotten what I've said. But yes, I do personal readings. That was weird. My brain went blank for a second because I was trying to, without meaning to, think back through what all I'd said, and it's not necessary. Maybe that's a final confirmation for you to let go of the things that aren't necessary. If you would like a personal reading to explore your personal situation more, please feel free to reach out, or you can book through either the link in the description or in the bio. I have live readings available, live distance Reiki sessions, mediumship spirit connections, and I also have a recorded tarot reading, intuitive tarot reading for those who are interested. And a live booking isn't necessarily convenient, possible, or you want to just get a personal recorded reading, and that's fine. Either way, I hope to see you again. Please take care and take care of yourself. Bye, Virgo.